Well, hello, everyone. It's your girl, Gabrielle. Welcome to a brand new episode of Hot Topics. Let me tell you what this show is about. So, this is a show where we like to have real talk about real things, all in the name of education, as this podcast is a production of my company, A Step Ahead Tutoring Services. So, consider this an interesting twist to a tutoring session, right? So you're going to learn something. So all of these topics that we do on our show, that I do with my guests, all of it is with the intention of teaching you something, explaining things, elaborating on new concepts. So whatever it is, all of this is for the purpose of learning. So learning with a twist, I guess. But yes, so all of this is to teach you guys some things. So that's what this whole podcast is about. So we like to have open dialogue, open discussion. So real talk about real things, you guys. So I am definitely looking forward to this show because we are going to get into the nitty gritty of business. So it's one of the things that we like to talk about on this show. We talk about it often is entrepreneurship, but particularly we are going to focus on food delivery. That's right. So my guest with me is going to answer the following question, which is our topic for today. How do I start a food delivery business? That's right. I actually have someone with me who delivers food for a living. He cooks the food and he delivers it as well. So we're going to get into that. So for those of you who are with me on the show right now, maybe you want to get into food delivery, maybe you want to get into cooking, you want a hustle or a business, this is the show for you. So make sure you pay attention and make sure you're taking notes. How do I start a food delivery business? That is the topic for today. And my guest with me, his name is Tory Griffin. And let me tell you about him quickly. So Tory Griffin is the owner of his business, TG's Sweet Treats and Grill. Are you craving a delicious home cooked meal that will satisfy your taste buds? Make your order today. You won't be disappointed. And remember, at TG's Sweet Treats and Grill, we bring the deliciousness to you. I am hungry already. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring Tory Griffin to the stage.
Hey,
Hi,
how you
Tory. How are
doing?
you today?
Thank you for having me.
Awesome, awesome. So we are going to get into the nitty gritty. You have done the unthinkable. You have started a food delivery business. So please tell us, how did you get started?
Well, I'm going to go back to when I was a little child. When I was 8 years old, I would watch television shows such as Chef Justin Wilson. That's the guy that says the popular slogan, I guarantee. He was from Louisiana. I would watch people like Julia Childs. I would watch people like Yang Can Cook. He was an Asian cook, very comical. And looking at those people inspired me to want to become a chef. So, at the age of 8, I started cooking. I'm going to tell you a funny story. I caught myself trying to cook some pork chops. So I dipped it in some ranch dressing. I think I put a little seasoning on it. And I dipped it in flour. I fried them, and they looked nice and golden fried. My confidence was up. I cut into it, and all the ranch leaked out and the meat was raw. So, that was the beginning of my trial and errors. So there's been a lot of trials and errors, but as time went by, as I got our desire to become a chef, and as time went by, I in 11th grade, I joined food service at a school called West County Technical High School. I took food service for my junior and senior year, and then I went to Forest Park, St. Louis Community College, and I took some classes and learned the formality of culinary arts, and I learned the foundations of how to be a chef. and I'm going to finish soon. I'm going to go back and finish soon because in between that, I got into education. So I'm actually a school teacher, but this is what I do on my side now. And I want to make this full time soon. So ever since then, I just been cooking and serving people. And then around 2015, I started taking it more seriously, and I started with desserts, and I would cook desserts for people. Around 2020, I met a man named AJ Hicks. He's an awesome um, business coach, and I got under his care, and he's pretty much led me and guided me on how to start my business. He actually helped me lay the foundation for my business, AJ Enterprises. So that's just a snippet of my background story.
Oh, thank you so much for that. So now, so how long have you been in business?
I've been in business for, I would say, 8 years, but more serious into it for the last 3 years since I professionally launched my business.
And let's talk about the way that you've set it up. So, are you do you have a storefront? You know, where how have you set up your business?
The way my business is set up, it's mainly a food delivery business. So I cook the food and I deliver it to customers. Customers reach me either via inbox on my TG Sweet Treats and Grill page, or they call me. I have a business phone number. I bring it to them, or I also provide in-house chef services or catering. So there's also delivery catering, but I will also provide in-house chef services where I will come to their house and prepare food for them for special occasions.
Okay, so you're focused more on the delivery. So it's not like people can come to you and you serve them like at a restaurant.
Yes, that's right. It's mainly delivery at this point.
And is that was that by choice? Was that, you know, did you want to do deliveries? Did you have a different goal?
Well, my goal is always to get a food truck and then later on a brick and mortar. So I'm just pretty much playing with the cards, dealing with the cards I have right now. So delivery is just the most sufficient option right now.
And tell us about the deliveries. How does that work?
So I do have a Facebook page, TG Sweet Treats and Grill, also on Instagram, but people mainly reach me via Facebook because that's my most popular page. So they inbox me orders. I do have a physical, not physical, but an actual menu on my page where people can look at, or they can inquire of the dishes that may not be on the menu, and they'll inbox me and ask me, inquire my services, and we'll set up an order right then and there. Or they can go on my website, www.tgsweets.org, and make an order through that as well.
So people they place orders through your Facebook page or your Instagram page. Is there a menu that people can look at?
Yes, I have a menu on my Facebook page, TG Sweet Treats and Grill.
So there's a menu. So customers they go to your Facebook page, Instagram, they see the menu, and then they send you a message through the inbox.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, so when you get the order, you prepare the food, and then you deliver it to them.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
All right, so you are in St. Louis, Missouri.
Yes, St. Louis,
So,
Missouri.
so obviously you're delivering in your area.
Most
So
definitely.
how far out do you deliver to?
I mean, I can deliver, all over St. Louis. That's just some. If it's further out, something, we're planning ahead of time. I can also deliver in the closer areas in Illinois, such as East St. Louis, O'Fallon, Belleville, you know. So just within St. Louis, or a little bit outside of St. Louis, if it's Illinois, or across the river, Missouri, like St. Charles, O'Fallon, thing in Lake St. Louis, things like places like that.
So is it so how are you doing the deliveries? Is it do you outsource? Do you do it yourself? How are you doing the deliveries?
I'm a one man gang right now. I'm doing it myself. So that's why I tell people to always get a hold of me 48 to 72 hours in advance so it can be planned ahead.
I mean, it can be overwhelming doing everything by
It
yourself.
can. It can.
How are you managing?
So, I take as many orders as I can, but then if it's too overwhelming, it's too much, if I'm not able to fulfill it, I'll let them know up front that I'm booked.
So you're doing all the cooking, you're doing all the prepping, you're taking all the orders, you're doing all the
Yeah.
deliveries.
Yes.
How so what how do you make things easier for yourself?
Well, aforementioned, I'll take orders like a certain amount of time in advance. So that helps me to prepare and plan. I don't take orders like right away. I just do it in advance. And then, I'm also used to standing on my feet a lot. So, I mean, every holiday I'm cooking dinners all day for myself or maybe for other people. So I can take upon a great workload. However, I have to do it in advance and just count how many customers I have. And if, it's too overwhelming, I just have to let them know that I'm booked. I won't be able to fulfill because I have too much on my plate already.
So to manage the workload, you take orders well in advance
Yes,
and you encourage your customers put your order 2 3 days in advance, right?
yes,
And if you are booked, then you tell them up front, I'm not able to fulfill your order.
that is correct. Yes,
Okay. All right. So I mean, you got to admit that's not a it's not a steady plan.
true.
It's not a great it's not a great plan, right? Because you're doing a lot by yourself.
Right. I'm working my way up to the point where I can hire a staff, um, purchase me a food truck, then later on a brick and mortar. So it's a work in progress. So um, to get to the place I want to be, that's pending at this point, but I'm just working hard to get to that point.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so we have I just want to share a public comment here from Jonathan Walker. Wow, this is awesome. All right, so I wanted to share that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. All right, so what I didn't even ask, what kind of food do you cook?
I cook different type of international dishes from American, Mexican. I do Chinese. That's one of my most popular dishes. People love to eat my fried rice, St. Louis style fried rice. If you never had St. Louis style fried rice, you're missing out. We at St. Louis is known for their fried rice. We have the best Chinese food in the nation. If anybody disagrees, hey, argue with your supervisor. But hey, we have the best Chinese food in the nation, the best tasting Chinese food. Also, I do Italian. That's another popular um, um, cuisine that I do. Many people love my various dishes of pastas and things like that. And I also do Thai cooking.
Oh, okay, so a lot of ethnic dishes.
Yes.
So now um is it like the same dishes that you prepare? Is it just whatever? I mean, I know you have a menu, but
Yeah.
I guess how am I asking this? Is do you plan your meals in advance?
Do I plan my meals in advance? Um, mm, just elaborate on what you're asking me. So I can.
Okay, all right. I know. I gotta. It's like I gotta think about how I want to explain it. So So you have a variety of different types of foods. You said American, you have
Yes.
Chinese, you have Mexican, right?
Yes.
So and everything is on a menu. So is it like the same exact meal every time, or is it different every day?
Usually it's the same exact meal because I already have set meals within my menu. It is based on my menu. So if people want something different that's off the menu, they can inquire, and I'll let them know if I can provide that or not.
Ah, okay. All right. So now, do you when you do your deliveries, do you do it at the same time, or because I imagine it's just you, right? So you prep all
Yes.
the food, and then is there a delivery window like between 4 and 6 is when I do my is when you do your deliveries?
So whenever I do have deliveries, which is usually on the weekends, I do stay flexible. If I have something to do, important to do during that day, I'll do a certain time window. But if I don't, I am flexible with people's times. They'll ask me, "Can you deliver at this time?" Or I will let them know I'm delivering at this time, and they'll usually work with me as well. If they can't work with me, I'll try to be flexible and work on their time. But usually I cook. I do it all. Sometimes I cook at different times based
Mhm.
on so someone may have a few orders between 12 and 4 o'clock. So I do all those orders then. But someone may be later and may need something at 7 o'clock. So I'll probably cook something to make sure they get it at that time as well. So I kind of do it. I'm kind of flexible all over. I do both. But for the most part, I usually cook all my food and deliver it at a certain time.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Hmm.
So you're also a teacher, right? So how do you
Yes,
balance, being a chef and being a teacher?
that's why I cook on the weekends, and I ask them to give me 48 to 72 hours in advance because of my 9 to 5. That does, um, kind of brings a challenge as far as the times that I cook. I have considered cooking on the week during the weekday, but many times, I'm either going to the gym because I got to keep my health together, or I may be tired. I'm just going to be honest. I may be tired. So, but I can work with someone during the weekday as well if the time allows. But I try to focus on the weekend. I let them know on the weekend. But if they say, okay, well, I needed it this day, I say, okay, let me work with you. Okay, I can get that done. Can I get it to you at this time or whatever? I am flexible, but it's usually on the weekend.
Yeah. So you mentioned some business limitations, right? So,
Yes.
you're cooking on the weekends. It's just you. You pretty
Yeah.
much have no staff. You're doing all the deliveries by yourself. You're taking all the orders by yourself. You're having your clients put your orders up to 3 days in advance. So, you've definitely presented some business limitations.
Most definitely. But it's going to get better in due time.
I mean, yeah, of course, of course. So, um, so I threw in, in our preliminary interview, I gave you some suggestions
Right.
to move your business along.
Right.
Suggested things like maybe outsourcing your deliveries,
Mm-hmm. Right.
you know, Uber Eats, delivery.com, Grubhub, what are your thoughts on outsourcing your deliveries?
Right. So I am open to that. Once my business reaches a certain climax in regards to clientele, those are options that I would definitely consider.
Right, because you're not limited to delivery windows.
Right.
Um, and I mean, you pick your delivery area, so you're not stuck to, I got to do it between 4 and 8,
Right.
but it's
Right.
whenever people want it. Um, let's see, what was another suggestion? I said having people come to you as opposed to doing delivery. So what are your thoughts on that?
So with that, I'm going to wait until I get a food truck so that I can meet. I will announce what location I am in, so people can come to me. And definitely, when I get my brick and mortar, people are definitely going to come to me. But at this point, it's best for me to deliver at this point.
Or you keep mentioning this food truck. Tell us about this food truck.
So I'm working on it. I also do a lot of vendor events where I sell my products and also my food items. So when I make the money from my vendor events, I just stash it into my business account. I don't touch it or anything. I may touch it just very occasionally, but usually I don't touch it. So I'm just building the funds so I can be able to purchase me a food truck.
So why a excuse me. So why a food truck as opposed to a storefront or a restaurant? Why a food truck?
Well, food trucks are becoming more and more popular as the days go by. Also, it's more flexible. Um, there's a lot of responsibilities that comes with brick and mortar, and there are also a lot of responsibilities that come with a food truck. But a food truck is more flexible. So I just want to, kind of develop a relationship with different communities and get my name out there. And then once St. Louis really knows my name, I'll consider a brick and mortar. But for now, I just desire a food truck because of the flexibility.
Fle- uh, Flexible in what way?
So I can pretty much set my, I can't, even though I can set my own hours in a brick and mortar, but I can kind of set my own hours when I can just drive there and just start cooking food. I can set certain windows versus right now with a brick and mortar, it's going to take more of my time. So I can't really work my 9 to 5. While with a brick and mortar, it's best for me to have a food truck. So when I work my 9 to 5, after that I can just go drive to a location and start serving food and things like that. But once my business income start um, beating my 9 to 5, that's when I'm going to go into it full time, and then I would consider a brick and mortar. But I just want to reach a number of clientele, get my name out there more. I want to just get more familiar with St. Louis, and St. Louis get familiar with my business before I open that brick and mortar.
So you're waiting till you're building your clientele, you're building up sales, you're waiting until you get to a point where you're financially stable that you can say, I'm ready to quit my job and
Most definitely,
put it all in, put it all in my business.
most definitely.
Right. And that's, and that's fair. Like you got to take care of yourself first. You're not in a stage where you can just up and quit, right?
Right,
But you're waiting until you get to a point where, you know what, I'm comfortable, the money is coming in consistently, I can afford to pay my bills, expenses, staff. Then I'm going to take the leap of faith and go all in on my business.
most definitely.
Yeah. And a food truck might actually be cheaper than a brick and mortar.
That's another thing I forgot to mention. Yes, that as well.
So you might actually be saving money. Um, but then you have to park the truck somewhere.
Yeah, so I do know I have connections where there are people that are willing to allow me to park the truck, and I know people that own businesses. And if that don't work out, I can just look around. It's best to when you have a food truck, you want to park it somewhere that based on the city law standards. So there are people that I can contact concerning that. If not, I'll just look around and find somewhere.
Yeah. 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 Um, like parking lots at malls,
Right,
where there'll be a lot of foot traffic.
right. And now, when you say parking, you talking about like parking overnight or where I go to serve people? I'm sorry.
Yeah, like you have to put the truck somewhere, like like but you have to park the truck, in a well, all of the above,
Right.
like
Okay.
where are you gonna put the truck?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, there are laws. So when it comes to serving the people, I have to make sure I go through the city laws and get the proper license to do that. And so I'll park the truck to serve the people. But as far as you also have to park the truck overnight. So I believe it's best to do it at a restaurant establishment. That's what I was told by a restaurant owner.
Hmm.
I'm going to look more into that. So yeah, for that as well, it's important that I find the right people for that. And I do have a few connections, so I'll reach out to them soon.
All right, get them connections, get them connections.
That's right.
All right, so I imagine, being a chef, you're preparing food, so you need certification.
Most definitely.
So tell us about that process.
So you have to have, when you're serving the public, you have to have your sanitation's license. It's called Serve Safe. Um, I am due to take that test soon. So because the one I had it expired, so I have to go take that test to get my certification. But because of my formal training, I do use proper sanitation measures. I know the proper procedures to use to make sure that people's food is safe. I use gloves. I use the most safest sanitation measures possible to make sure that people's food is secure. I wash
And
my hands on the regular. So if I'm dealing with something like a salad, and if I pick up a towel to wipe something, I wash my hands again. So I'm very very big on sanitation and food safety.
then you're officially a chef, right? You went through like training and school and all that.
So I call myself a chef. It is informal at this point, but I have the foundation. I have the proper training to be a chef. I can cook like the best of them. But I do need to go back to school and finish my credit hours to attain my associates in hospitality studies at Forest Park so that I can become a certified chef.
Or and I know it sounds like a silly question, but why do you want to be a certified chef? You could just, because there's hustlers out there. You cook some food, you put it in containers, put it in a plastic, and then you could do all that stuff on your own, without, the certification, without government overreach, right? So,
Right?
there's hustlers out there,
That
so there's the little mom and pop businesses, and I probably got some people in my church, they make food on the side,
right.
so why go through the certification?
Well, I guess that's what's not to sound arrogant, but I guess that's what sets me apart from everybody else. People just want to make that quick buck, but I want to make sure that I get my proper certification so that whenever I'm in the presence of anybody that can actually boost my business or whatever, I want to have the proper validity. And make sure I have the proper certifications so that people um, it's more convincing when you have a piece of paper. If I came to you and said, "Hey, I can teach your child," I may be better than a certified teacher, but if I have no certification, people are going to question that. So to have that piece of paper, it brings some weight and more muscle to it. Even though without the certification, I'm just as good or even better than a lot of people that are certified. But I still want to make sure I get that piece of paper so I can be more, have more, be more valid.
Right. So people are more likely to trust people that went through the official school training, government training,
Correct.
and you might be eligible for some government contracts as well.
That's right.
All right, we got to well, we got to aim big, Tori. We got to aim big.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right. So, what would you say to someone that wants to do what you're doing? What advice would you
Okay.
give them?
If you want to start a successful food business, first things first, you have to have a desire to do it, and then you act on your desire. You have to learn. You got to know how to cook. You have to learn how to cook, okay, and make sure that you get the proper training so that you can enhance your cooking skills and things like that. Now, if you want to get into the business aspect, I encourage everybody to get them a business coach. I have an awesome business coach. His name is AJ Hicks. His business is AJ Enterprises. He does awesome business coaching. It's because of him he helped me get my LLC, my small business loan. He helped me get my uniforms. This hat right here, he directed me, and this shirt right here, it has TG Sweet Treats and Grill on it. He directed me to the proper entities to get that done. So a business coach is going to guide you to all the proper entities, including getting your sanitation certification. They have connections to get you more jobs and opportunities. So getting a business coach is very important. Many people think that because they have the proper skill, they don't understand the business aspect. I'm still learning the business aspect. Sometimes I feel like a little child, being taught by an adult. But hey, you got to humble yourself and do things right. Because laws are always changing, and we have laws that are not always fair. So hey, you have to just do things right and get your business coach. You got to have a skill. Get your business coach, and then you go from there.
Right, and I think you bring up an interesting an interesting point in that there's you the chef and there's you the business owner, right?
Most
And
definitely.
people don't understand that those are two different things. And
Most
so,
definitely.
and that's where the challenge comes in. You'll have people that I just like, they just want to do the cooking, but you know, you have a business, the business part has to be dealt with, right? Or
Most
some people
definitely.
may just want to do the business part, not necessarily the cooking. So you're highlighting two different parts of entrepreneurship that have to
Most
be dealt
definitely.
with.
Right. It's very important.
Very, very important. All right, so let's start to wind things down.
Okay.
So now let me ask you this. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I will be successful with my food truck. I will probably have a brick and mortar by then. Um, business will be booming. You will see more of my products in grocery stores. Current products I have and future products as ideas come about. Because I'm very creative in my mind. With me, cooking is a gift. It's not just a talent; it's a gift. I'm gifted in cooking. There's a difference. I'm very creative. Things come to my mind, I make it. So it's very important to know the difference. But yeah, 5 years from now, I believe you'll see those things. So, food truck definitely, possibly a brick and mortar, and products in the grocery store.
Very good, very good. Another thing just occurred to me. So right now you're just local.
Yes,
Um, so do you have products that you ship outside of your local area?
yes. So I have three products. I have two barbecue sauces, and I have magic marinade. So my barbecue sauces, the regular is called TG's Sweet Kicking Barbecue Sauce. The second is called TG's Low Barbecue Sauce. And last but not least, Tory Griffin's Magic Marinade. It comes in an 8 ounce and 16 ounce um, pouch where you can order online at www.tgsweets.org. You can order from anywhere. Just pay your shipping and handling, and I'll get it to you. Also, or I can get it to you locally. I had my barbecue sauces in Schnucks for a season. It was in the local rack at Schnucks stores. in St. Louis, all over St. Louis, in all 81 stores. Um, I'm working right now to try to get back in there and get on the regular shelves. So yes, those are my products, and you can again order on www.tgsweets.org, or you can contact me on my social media pages, TG Sweet Treats and Grill, Facebook and Instagram.
Beautiful, beautiful. So there you have it. I think we're just gonna segue into the promo while we're here. So you have your three sauces. No, two sauces and a marinade. So those are the
Yes,
only products you have right now that you are
yes,
shipping outside of your area. And you're
yes,
also shipping in your local area as well.
yes, or delivering
Or
if it's local.
delivery. So shipping
Yes,
or delivery, but this is the only thing you
yes,
have right now that you are shipping. All right, and of
yes,
course, while we're in the promo section, you guys. So these sauces you can order them from his website, like he said. The website is www.tgsweets.org, or he can deliver them to you in person if you happen to be in St. Louis, Missouri. So make sure you get them sauces. And speaking of social media, he is all over social media, you guys. So check out his website. You'll find his menu. You'll find everything about him, right? So the website again, we mentioned it before, but we're just gonna mention it again. The website is www.tgsweets.org. Right. You can also find him on Facebook and Instagram under the name TG's Sweet Treats and Grill. You can also find him on YouTube with the account name TG Sweets. And you can also find him on TikTok with the account name Tory ZG. So that information, of course, is at the bottom of the screen right now if you happen to be watching this on video. But if you are listening to this on a podcast, all of this information is in the description. So, however, you are taking in this information, however, you are hearing the sound of my voice, the information is at your fingertips, you guys. So check out Tory Griffin. Go ahead and buy that food. So if you happen to be in St. Louis, Missouri right now, go get his food. Go to the website, go to social media, and make sure you place them orders. He's trying to get to a food truck, you guys. So help him out. Let him reach that goal. Let him get to that food truck, you guys. And of course, for those of you, if you're outside of St. Louis, Missouri, you want some nice barbecue sauce, he has three items right now that he will ship. I'm assuming you're shipping anywhere in the United States.
yes. Anywhere in the United States.
All right, anywhere in the United States, he is shipping two sauces and a marinade. You can order. So I'll just repeat the sauces again. So TG's
Okay.
sweet Cajun barbecue sauce, that's one. The second one is TG's low carb barbecue sauce. So for those of you trying
Low
to watch
barbecue.
ooh, low carb barbecue sauce.
No, it's low barbecue. Low carb, like
Oh,
barbecue,
low
but
carb
barbecue.
Q. Oh, low carb
Yes.
Q. Okay.
Low
So
barbecue. Yep.
low barbecue. Cute. All right,
Yep. Low barbecue.
low barbecue
Yes.
sauce, right? For those of you trying to watch that figure. Low barbecue. Barbecue sauce, and then he has a magic marinade that comes in two sizes, 8 ounce, 8 ounces, and 16 ounces. So any of those sauces or marinades, he will ship them to you anywhere in the United States. You order from the website. Once again, it is www.tgsweets.org. So get them barbecue sauces, get that marinade, and if you happen to be in St. Louis, Missouri, he will deliver those sauces to you as well. But make sure you get them food orders, you guys. Get them food orders. All right. So, Tori,
You won't be disappointed.
else? Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your business or about food delivery or Is there anything else you'd like to share?
I just want to let everybody know, be on the lookout because TG Sweet Treats and Grill is coming to you nationwide, whether it's a food truck, brick and mortar, expansion, and also television and in your local grocery stores all over the United States. Be on the lookout. I'm coming to you soon.
All right, let's do this. All right, so Tori, thank you so much for being on Hot Topics. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome, awesome. All right, I'm going to place you backstage now and off camera. All right, you guys. And that is it for the interview. Thank you again uh, to Chef Tori for being on the show. All right, you guys. So we have reached the conclusion of yet another episode. Thank you so much for joining me on Hot Topics. So let me take this moment to remind you that Hot Topics is a production of my company, A Step Ahead Tutoring Services. So what do we offer? We offer a variety of services. We offer one-on-one tutoring, test prep, college counseling, editing and proofreading. We also offer a variety of educational workshops that are virtual. So if you are looking for any of these services, maybe you have a child that's struggling with homework help, maybe they're not motivated. You have the smart kids who are lazy, or you have the kids that are not motivated, low self esteem, anxiety, depression, and it's trickling into their schoolwork, or they're missing a lot of schoolwork. Complaining from teachers complaining all the time. Whatever it is, reach out to us. We can help you with that. We also work with students with special needs as well. So hit us up, you guys. Our website is www.estepaheadtutoringservices.com. You can also find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and Eventbrite. So check us out, you guys, on social media. Look up A Step Ahead Tutoring Services and you will find us. Twitter, however, the account name is ASATS2013. So check us out on social media, follow us, and the website again, I'm going to repeat this again. It is www.astepaheadtutoringservices.com. So I encourage you guys to check us out if you're looking for any tutoring service. I also want to encourage you guys, let me know your feedback about this episode today. Were you inspired? Were you motivated to start your own business, or maybe you had questions, or maybe it was just burning in your mind about, you know how to cook and people love your food, but how do you turn it into something legit? How do you turn it into a big thing? How do you get a food truck? How do you get a brick and mortar? We have these desires, but then it's like, how do you scale it? How do you go big with it, right? And maybe today we planted a seed. Whatever it is, if you were inspired, let us know that you were inspired. Let us know that, we planted a seed for you today. Leave a note in the comment section below or in the comment thread. Drop a comment, drop a star, drop something. Please let us know your feedback. Let me know your thoughts about this episode for today. And Tori gave excellent advice. It's two different things, right? It's cooking the food, but also selling the food, right? It's two different parts of the business. So, and it's great advice that he gave about getting you a business coach. So we definitely encourage you to do that as well. But if you were inspired to go big, you want to become an official business owner and deliver food and cook food for a living, and you were inspired, let us know. Put it in the comments below. All right, you guys, that is it for Hot Topics. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you joining me, and I look forward to you joining me at the next episode. Thank you again, you guys. I am now signing off. Bye.